Meteoric Astronomy by Fiammetta Wilson and A. Grace Cook. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Meteoric Astronomy. Footnote: this appeal was read by Mrs. Wilson at the January meeting of the Royal Astronomical Society. See Observatory, February 1918, page 80. The editors. End footnote. There is an urgent need of more observers in this branch of astronomy. Enthusiastic help is wanted to form a system of sky patrol as effective and continuous as that practiced by our anti-aircraft. Meteoric work is admittedly difficult and complicated, but the degree of precision to be attained by a capable observer after suitable experience is astonishing. He requires no expensive instrument or equipment, and the results of his observations of meteors and of the behavior of meteor streams may be of supreme use in helping to solve some of the many mysteries affecting other branches of astronomy. The study of meteors is a modern one, and the observer who will vigilantly watch the heavens has the prospect of increasing astronomical knowledge in a far wider way than has yet been realized. With more observers, important data could be acquired, for most valuable discoveries undoubtedly remain to be effected. Already we know that vast and frequent changes are operating to bring new showers into play and to change, if not to withdraw entirely, old ones. Planetary attraction is constantly inducing variation among this class of bodies, so that certain showers and some comparatively modern ones suddenly acquire brilliancy and abundance by periodic returns made only at long, or tolerably long, intervals. Additional practical attention is required to examine into the peculiarities of the radiant points of meteors. Many more cometary and meteoric associations are probably to be discovered, for there are numbers of tolerably rich showers which escape notice every year owing to lack of observers. The rich shower of Andromedes in 1914 November was detected by one person only in the British Isles, while the cometary shower of June 28, 1916 was inadequately witnessed by merely one or two observers. Every year there are consumed in the Earth's atmosphere several millions of fireballs, equal to or exceeding Venus in apparent magnitude, yet only 20 or 30 of these are well observed and their real paths computed. Our great deficiency in observers scattered over various regions of the Earth's surface is responsible for the fact that we are able simply to gather a very few specimens of the great numbers of meteors that are annually consumed in our atmosphere. We also want mathematicians to help to resolve the problems presented. It is so easy to be wise after the event. Half a century ago, in 1866, a wave of enthusiasm passed over the astronomical world, caused by the splendid shower of Leonids, and afterwards heightened by the discovery of the connection between comets and meteors. Public expectation was aroused in 1897 and 1898 in regard to the returns of Leonid activity in 1899 to 1900, or both years, but it was not till 1899, at the last minute as it were, that calculations were made, proving that the disturbances set up by the major planets had so far affected the meteoric group of 1866 that it would probably be invisible. This indeed proved to be the case, for the group had been drawn away from the Earth's orbit. Also, it might have been pointed out that in June 1916 there would probably be an interesting display from Pons-Winneke's comet, due to the circumstance that the comet had been approaching much nearer the Earth's path since 1875, a fact which is well known. No one, however, warned observers, and so the spectacle came unawares, and, as a consequence, was very slenderly observed. Computers of comets' orbits might give valuable aid by publishing a list of the radiant points and dates of meteor showers in all cases where the orbits of Earth and comet approached to within, say, 10 millions of miles. Besides the importance of the study of meteors on other aspects of astronomy, it also has a valuable connection with meteorology in giving us a clue to the height of our atmosphere, and drifting meteor streaks have shown that currents with hurricane velocity sweep along in the upper strata of the air. Meteors may be studied in respect to their chemical composition by means of the spectroscope when they are luminous, or after their descent as stone or compound masses when laboratory experiments are capable of analyzing their composition. In America, meteoric observers are making earnest efforts, and we feel it is a serious loss to science to have the sky unpatrolled wherever the Union Jack is flying. We need at least 60 watchers in the United Kingdom so that regular work can be carried out each night. We would earnestly appeal to the astronomical world of England and her colonies to start a big imperial cooperation which after the war will be able to have abundant international success. Watches should be kept every clear night, all the night through, by a relay of observers, for during the winter, watch is so often discontinued at 12 o'clock, so that 6 or 7 hours of meteoric activity takes place each night unrecorded. A dark autumn night should yield 100 to 150 meteors, and some 10 to 15 radians might generally be determined from them, yet this is not done. In the southern hemisphere, no one has ever thoroughly investigated the meteoric streams, and we are quite ignorant of the great majority of them. Observers are needed who could give regular time, if possible, but short watches could be arranged. Observing stations are kept regularly at Bristol, Totteridge, Longfield, and Stowmarket. All records and communications should be sent to either of the temporary directors of the BAA Meteoric Section, who will supply forms for filling in the meteor paths, etc., and will, most willingly, give any help or direction that may at times be required. Fiametta Wilson, Chestnut Cottage, Barnet Lane, Totteridge, London, N20. A. Grace Cook, The Rookery, Stowmarket. End of Meteoric Astronomy by Fiametta Wilson and A. Grace Cook.